No, it's not. Hey guys, how are you?
Hello.
Your high CP music. Huh, that's weird. Huh. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. Not you. Them. What? Yeah, go get the medicine. It's next to my bed, or it's actually in the hallway. When you go up in the hallway, there's a chest when you first bring me down that thing. I'm going to start in a few minutes. It's 9 o'clock, so I'm going to let a few people jump on. Is that the right one?
I hope so.
Read it.
Read it.
Yes. What are you pulling it away for?
Because I want to pull it away. Do I need the medicine?
Do you?
Oh. I don't know.
All right, here. Open your tongue. Under your tongue.
Hey, what about me?
I know.
That's a mompreneur at your best right there, baby.
Yeah, right?
Bye.
Keeping meds out. All right, good night. Good night. Good night. Bye.
Good night.
All right, don't leave that milk up in the room.
I'll drink it all.
Brush your teeth. Hello.
Hello.
Wait a couple more minutes. Elizabeth, Sean, and
This is my computer, I think.
let me.
Did Dad say? Oh, there it is.
Mute all. Okie dokie. Mute all. All right, it's being recorded, so I'm going to start. So, welcome to our call. I can't believe it's like January next week and Christmas. It's like absolutely crazy how fast the year has gone. And so I know that you have 20 things on your your plate right now, and the fact that you took time out of your day to listen to this is really indicative of how serious you are about growing your business. So thank you for being on. We want to celebrate. Tabitha just had a baby, Maverick, and I wanted to take a moment of silence for Sarah Marinville lost her son this week, and tragically, and was not sick. And so if there's anything that tells you that life is precious and not to get worried about the small stuff, it's that. So if we could have a moment of silence for her, I would love that. Okay, thank you. So, Hammer and Chisel is on a sale, and I think Size is actually still on sale for $140. I think they keep staggering the prices so that people still kind of can roll over into the next month. According to the shipping people, all the shipping issues should be out the door, meaning that any order that is behind or lost or is on its way to its rightful owner, hopefully, fingers crossed, that's the case. I was telling Nicole and Elizabeth, I was like, they're going to kick me out of the the wall, the leadership wall, because he was saying, he was like, oh, it's really great. We got all the orders out, and I'm gonna go have a drink. And so I posted in there. I was like, are you sure you weren't drinking the whole time? But thankfully, I think they know I was joking. But so I apologize if orders were late. I have one poor coach. I'm like literally embarrassed because I'm pretty sure she was like probably the first person to ever buy a challenge pack when Hammer and Chisel was available, and she still hasn't gotten hers. So it's supposed to be tomorrow that she's getting. So they did send her out a Fixate book and P90X bars, and she actually got those things before the challenge pack. So thankfully I own that relationship, and she's like a friend of mine, but I'd be afraid if that was a complete stranger. So tonight, we did a live power hour before, and we spent a lot of time power houring about messaging and about in challenge groups. And so I wanted to take kind of a live power hour, and I wanted you guys to critique your own social media. And it was actually an idea from Raina Odell. If you haven't listened to the National Wake Up Call, please listen to it, especially if you're a new coach, because it can be really overwhelming. And I think that she really lays it down kind of like how I do. This business can be as complicated as you want it to be, and it can be as simple as you want it to be. And I kind of was taught to make it simple, and I like to make it simple for my coaches, and because I think simple is something that we can all duplicate. And our organization is only as strong as how many people can duplicate what I do. If I'm the only person doing things and nobody else is, we don't have a really strong organization. And I think we do. We have like 13, 14, 15 diamonds in our organization, and we're just getting started. And I think we're just starting to figure out kind of how it works. And so if you have your Facebook open, and you can use Facebook or you can use Instagram, whatever social media tool you probably use the most. If you have a personal page, you can use that. If you have a business page, you can use that. Whichever one you kind of want to critique. And I know some of you are on the Zoom with your computer, so maybe you might be using a phone or something like that. So I'm going to go over some things, and then Nicole and Elizabeth are actually going to take some ideas too. When you become a diamond, we actually have these diamond calls on Tuesday mornings. And the purpose of it is so that we kind of put our heads together and think about what coaches need. And I really think with social media, a lot of coaches are not sure how to post, or maybe they come into the business and they've never posted before. So for me, I kind of always posted on Facebook, like to the point that like my husband's best friend was like, man, if your wife can ever monetize what she does on Facebook, you'll be rich. And I did. And it's like a running joke in our family. So, I get it that there's people that like have never said, said anything on Facebook. So obviously you're not going to like start posting 5 times a day, because people are going to be like, what the hell is going on with like, did you get hijacked? Like whatever. So there's baby steps and stuff. So number one is I want you to look at your profile pic, because your profile pic is that thumbnail pic, right? It's that little picture. And guess what? When you comment on people's stuff, that's the picture that people see of you. And so I have 2 gorgeous kids myself. I know you guys have gorgeous kids. You guys have gorgeous fur babies, but they can't be your profile pic as much as you want it to, because this is a business. We're taking our profile, our social media, and we're turning it into a business. So it needs to be an attractive picture. It needs to be you smiling. It needs to be welcoming. That is like your business card. Your profile pic is your business card. So, anytime I look good, I snap one and I I put up a new one because it also gets people, kind of like looking like, oh, Kim put a new profile picture up or whatever and stuff like that. But when you're commenting, especially like if you're in a group and nobody knows you, like I swear, like there's people like who post something and they write something and I'm like, oh, she's pretty and she looks like she has style. She looks like she might be nice. I don't know. She might be an axe murderer, but like it's just, it's just one thing that people are going to judge about you. And if your profile pic is like nobody, or they don't even know who you are and who your sister are and all that other stuff, they're not going to give you $160. They're not going to give you their shipping information, so you got to kind of remember that. So that's the first thing. So write that down, and you can either write, whether check mark if you think it's good or something that you can go back and check on. And number 2
Hear me?
is your cover photo. So your cover photo, and I'll show you here on my phone, your cover photo is that big photo at the top. And you could see, and actually what I did, this is actually a PowerPoint that I did. And then I took it and went into PicMonkey. But guess what? There's a free app called Facebook PageMaker. And it's so easy to just drop your pictures in there. And so what should your cover photo say? Your cover photo should kind of represent who you are. Like if you're a dog lover, it probably should have you and your dogs. If you have 2 beautiful children, it should have you and your family. If you like to play tennis, it should, have tennis. If you like to work out, whatever it is, you should kind of put in there. I think mine is, it has my team name, Fitspire Empire. It has Live Your Best Life. And then there's a picture of my before and afters. And then it's a picture of me and my 2 kids. And so the reason you do that is because if your profile is set to public, and I know I'm going to scare the bejesus out of you, your profile should be set to public if you are interested in making this a business. I know that freaks people out, but I can tell you, I've been doing this for 3.5 years, and yeah, you might get like a weirdo once in a blue moon, but honestly, when those actual friend requests come and I don't know them, and it's a dude or if it's somebody I don't like, not only do I not friend request accept, I actually ban them too. So because I have a public profile, so even if I don't accept their friend request, they can still see my stuff. And so I have like, if you go to my like who's banned, there's like 200 people. And so you obviously have to be careful. You have to your safety and stuff like that. But also, just because your profile is public does not mean that every single thing that you post needs to be public. So when you post, you can actually change in your post. It's under privacy because when you post, you can post like, you can make like, if you just want pictures like for maybe your family and you don't want everybody to see that, you can even like make a list of like people like grandma, grandpa, whatever. But here's the thing, people need to connect with you as a person. So the pictures that you kind of don't want everybody to see are probably the pictures that people are going to connect with. So, that's up to you. It's your business. I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you that half of the people on the call did not know me and they friended me or found me on Facebook. And we're going to talk about how that happens because everybody thinks like, oh, I only have 100 friends. I have like 2,000 people that follow me now. It's kind of crazy. And so your cover picture, when people go to your Facebook, because people will stalk you. People stalk me all the time. And stalking in a good way. Check you out, and what I did with my cover photo is I did like a click here for more information. So it's not really like a click here, but guess what happens when somebody presses that? It comes up with, hi, thanks for the friend request. I'm a 43-year-old mom with 2 who has built a 6-figure income, helping other women find their best selves. Please send me an email at ChickFitKim about my coaching or my 30 on because you never know. People are always looking through your stuff. And that way you've just made it so easy for them to contact you. So that's the first thing. So you can check that off if you did a cover photo or whatever. And if you don't want to do anything fancy, like maybe it's like a cover photo, it's a quote or something that you feel like moves you and stuff. So now we're going to go into your timeline. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I want you to go to your page, your profile. So that means I'm going to go to Kim Lima, and I'm going to just start scrolling backwards. And I'm going to try to go to Monday. And I want you to go to Monday. And I want you to see, did you do like a never miss a Monday post or a motivational post? Because if there's any day that you need to do a motivational post, it's a Monday morning because people need motivation on a Monday morning. And when they see your positivity and they see that you got your workout in, it, kind of pushes them. And so that's an easy thing to do on Mondays, is a never miss a Monday post. And if you look at people like Melanie Mitro and whatever, they do this every Monday, you'll see. And so that's you're not like, sometimes what people do is they'll go to Pinterest, or they'll go to, like I used to go to Google, whatever. Like I used to do fitness motivation into Google and then look at the images and then look at the quotes. And I wouldn't use those images because those images don't stand out to people. And so what I might do is take that quote and use a picture of myself, and just overlay it. So that's an easy thing to do, especially for people who are not creative. I am really creative. That's the part of my job I love. I love posting. Love it, love it, love it. But I can completely understand if that's not your jam. So that's an easy thing to do. So check that off if you did that or not. Okay, now let's go to Tuesday. Tuesday is a really great day to tell your story. You need to tell your story over and over and over and over again, because the people who are checking in with you, I actually heard that people need to hear your story 14 times before they take action. 14 times. And I know for some of us, we're so humble and we're like, oh, I told my story. I don't want to tell them again. Like they're going to think I think I'm Madonna. No, you need to keep telling them the same story so that it's like, oh, she eats Oreos too. Oh, she, used to quit on day 3 too. You need to connect with people so they hear that. And it's not like you're writing the same story. So on Tuesday, it's called Transformation Tuesday. And if you're on Instagram, and you can actually hashtag it on Facebook too, Transformation Tuesday. And every Tuesday, I do something different. Like today on Tuesday, I did this time a happiness transformation. And I took an old picture of me and I took a picture of me this past week. And I talked about how my level of happiness has changed since becoming a coach. So it doesn't have to be like just you and your skivvies. It doesn't have to be you in a sports bra. It can be your face. It can be your skin. It can be like, like I don't yell at my kids as much as I do. That's transformation. You never know what's going to stick out to people. So that's a really easy thing to do on Tuesdays, is Transformation Tuesdays. Okay, now this could be all during the week. But did you do a Shakeology post? Now, I have to tell you, I sell a lot of challenge packs in Shakeology, but I don't really talk about Shakeology a lot. So, shame on me. I'm not leading the pack with this. But when people, so I do talk about Shakeology in terms of kind of how it's kind of helped me never get sick and things like that. So one way you can share about Shakeology is a recipe. A lot of people do a lot of Christmas time recipes now. People can do how it helps. People can share the fact that, I think one day I shared that I was doing my taxes last year, and I realized that we didn't hardly have any doctor visit copays. when I was doing my taxes. And I was like, holy crap, like we just didn't get sick last year. So I shared that. So there's lots of ways that you can share Shakeology besides just like having your Shakeology cup and going. Like those are important. We want to know that you drink Shakeology, but just this is not going to, let everybody know how wonderful it is. So check off if you did a Shakeology post, because you should at least be doing those once a week, I would say, if not more. And sometimes, like if you notice, I kind of have been watching Amy Silverman lately because I kind of like how she does it. She always talks about like superfood shakes, or I'm drinking my shake, or I'm just sitting here. Like they're just very casually talking about it and stuff. All right, I'm going to unmute Nicole because this is Nicole's pet peeve, and she loves to talk about number 6. Go ahead, Nicole. Go ahead. I think, yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
I wanted to add just one thing to your profile picture. You should have your same profile picture on every account. So your personal page, your business page, your Twitter, your Instagram, whatever, so that if somebody's going from one to the next to find you, they see that same picture and they know that it's you. So if you change your profile picture once a week, just make sure you change it universally, because it makes it easier for people to find you. Number 6, the quality of your pictures on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're posting them. It really drives me crazy when I see pictures of people's food and it's like still in the shape of the container on your plate, or it looks like a lunch lady slapped it on the plate. Or if you're like taking a picture and there's like literally a bed with dirty laundry in the background, which trust me, I have a bed with dirty laundry, but I would push that shit onto the floor before I took a picture if I had to. I would make it.
Looking at your background, everybody's expanding that picture and looking. They're looking.
Oh, they totally are. They're totally snooping.
Absolutely.
They will zoom in and see what's in there. But it should look presentable. And if like you literally somewhere and you have to take a picture because it looks so good, but there's something terrible in the background, point it out. Talk about it. Don't make it like you're trying to hide that, your kid took 2 hands of chocolate and smeared them down the mirror, but you only had 2 seconds to take a picture, so you did. Like, talk about your kid smearing your hands down the window. There's so many apps to make filters and help you appear looking a little better. I've had pictures where I've taken and I've literally had like no makeup on and like nasty black darker circles now than I have. And you can smooth stuff out a little bit. You can filter. I mean, obviously you're not going to like distort your body, but I mean, if it can make your face a little more presentable, sometimes I'm all for that too. So just have to play around with it. There's a million different apps. You can go on YouTube and literally search like Instagram picture tutorial, and there'll be somebody that's on the screen showing you exactly on your phone how to use these things and what to do. That's how I started doing it. And then you just play around with it. I play around with my pictures all the time.
Do you want to share some of the apps that you use to make your overlays and stuff?
I use.
You like that bubble pick?
I love. Well, it's not bubble pick anymore though. It's Rona Collage.
Yeah.
So I use that a lot to make my collages, because you can put videos in it also. So you can do video and picture like you can with Pick, Play, Post. I still use Title Effects to do watermarks, Word Swag for quotes. Facetune is the one that I use. I don't know if you can see. Facetune. Oh, I just messed it up. Facetune. It's like a little square with a circle and a little face in it. That's what I'll use to smooth out anything that needs to be smoothed out. Even if it's just poor picture quality and you look a little funky, you can smooth it out and it makes it look better. What else do I use?
Photify is a good one.
I don't use that, but I hear everybody say that.
Because that has a lot of fonts. It has a lot of quotes that's already done for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I also have a couple like sticker ones now so that I can put like Christmas hats on myself or cute little things like that, which helps your pictures for holiday times. What is the other one? There's one more. Oh, Rookie. Rookie Cam is good. There are some really cute little stickers and borders and things that are in there that I haven't seen anywhere else, and I really like those a lot. There's actually even some lighting things that you can do in there, so you can actually put like light streaks. So say I'm standing next to a window and there's some natural light coming in, you can actually make it look like there's like rainbows and filtering across your face, and if you do it right, it looks really natural and you would never know. Sometimes I take Shakeology pictures and I like to light them up and make them look magical like that.
What was the face smoothing app again?
Facetune.
Okay. What I do, and my son, my 10-year-old, taught me this. You can make a group. So I have like a whole group called Photo Edits. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
And so I don't have to keep looking all over.
For them.
So I have like Photo Edits. So when I go to there, you know, I use Frame Your Life. Frame Your Life I use for before and after photos. That's another thing. Before and after photos, make sure, because it's a pet peeve of mine, when people do a before and after photo, make sure your before comes first, then your after.
Yes.
Make sure that you're not like this big in one picture and this big in the other picture. You can like open up in Frame Your Life. You can actually open up the pictures so that they're both scale, I think it's called, right? So because you really want to see, because sometimes people have like such a tremendous change in their body, and the way they did their picture, you can't really see.
Yeah.
And never do before and pictures on top of each other. Always do them side by side.
I believe in Rona Collage, which used to be Bubble Frame. I think even videos you can make bigger and smaller, and you can adjust them to where you want them.
Yeah. Because
two videos side by side, it looks better if they're like the same.
Most people, and my coach has always taught me this, and I always thought it was funny, and it's always true. She goes, most people are looking at their Facebook when they're in the toilet, and they're going like this. And so you have like 2 seconds to make an impression on somebody for them to stop and look at your picture. And that's why you need to make it look pretty, and you need to make it look compelling. And when you do that before and after, like some people write too much on their before and afters. Don't do that. Don't a picture can say 1,000 words, and you ba-bam, ba-bam. Like when you have great results, like you speak with that. That's it. And make sure when you do a before and after photo, you put your email somewhere across it so they can't cut it off, because I've had my pictures taken by other people, and apparently I wrapped my stuff off. So protect your stuff. Are we good on that one, Nicole?
I think so.
Okay, good. All right.
Do we want to talk about those little intros for videos that we started making?
Oh, okay. So what's that called?
Intro something or other.
So a lot of people.
Intro designer.
A lot of people do videos, and if you have an iPhone, I only know the iPhone, so I apologize, but I use iMovie when I do my videos, so I don't even have to have an app. Like, it's already on my thing, and I can actually overlay titles on there. I can put my email on there, but there also is another one. It's called Intro Designer, and you can, I bought the free one. Nicole bought the paid one, but you can make your own.
The paid one's $2.99. It wasn't like outrageous.
You can, you can make your own like little entry. Like I always think of like Maria Forleo has that fancy beginning, and the guy that drinks the wine, wine about it, that whole thing, and make your stuff fancy.
But I really like it. I think it can start to set you apart from some other people. And the only thing I'll say about it is some of them are long. Like I think 10, 12 seconds is the longest one you should do. The ones that are like 18, 20, 25, 30 seconds, I mean, they're going to not watch your video after that.
So most people are watching a video at work, and if they see a video more than 2 minutes, they're going to be afraid they're going to get caught watching it and not know how to turn it off. And so you can make the most loveliest video, but if it's 7 minutes long, chances are nobody's watching it. So break it up, make it into different things. What I do a lot is I do a lot of my videos on Monday, and I break them up. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I do like a theme. And those always seem to go really well because people can tune in every day at 12 o'clock. They're going to get a clean eating kind of video and stuff. So the more that people can expect things, especially on your page, if you're trying to drive engagement to your page, that's a good thing to do. All right. Now let's go back to your news feed. How many times a day did you post on your news feed? On average. Show me in your fingers.
Oh, how many times do we post?
How many times a day do you post? You need, if you're working this as a business and you're trying to connect with people, you need to at least do this. You should do this. And if you're really trying to build a business, this. And I know that some of you are in school and there's rules and you can't be on there and stuff like that, but you really do at least try to get 3 because 3 can be, morning, lunch, and nighttime. And sometimes a lot of people are on nighttime. So I do dinner time and then I do at night. So that's 2 times you can do it. At nighttime, I either do something really deep and personal or I do something hilarious. There's no in between. Because usually people are not sleeping. So they have time to read something deep. But yeah, so what I notice about a lot of coaches, because I've been looking at your pages, is that you guys are like really great. You're really great in the fact that, you do your selfie and you're like, I worked out, but that's all you posted all day. So people kind of see this like paper doll, if you will. And so they don't know that you had a bad day. They don't know that you got 3 kids. They don't know that, you used to be a bulimic. They don't know that, holy shit, you like to wear a Yoda hat. They don't know you have a sense of humor. They need to know you because if they're going to put their money and invest in you, they need to know you. And for some people, you guys, again, I say this all the time, you're humble and you're like, nobody cares. Nobody wants to know. Yes, they do. People kind of do. They do want to know about you because they can go to eBay. They can go to eBay. They can go to beachbody.com. I hear a lot of people are like, oh, people went to beachbody.com. You need to be freaking clear that you are a coach and that they want you. I've always kind of make it very clear that people don't want Beachbody. They want me. They want my help with Beachbody products. And that's why you have to, show yourself. Because here's the thing. People aren't going to be posting on your Join My Challenge because nobody wants everybody in Facebook land to know that they need to lose weight. So they're not going to post and be like, yeah, Kim, I want to join your challenge because I'm a fat pig. Nobody's saying that. Nobody is. And please, I don't want you to think that I'm saying that. But, nobody wants to say that. Losing weight is such a mind trip for people. And so they're not going to post. But you know what they will post on? They will post on when you ask them, where do you take your kids out to dinner? Where do you get their hair cut? I have this dress to wear. Should I wear the black one or should I wear the red one? People love to give their opinion. That's what you need to do. That's how you interact with people. Then when you say, hey, join my challenge, they're like, that girl's pretty funny and she eats Oreos at night. And she looks good. And I think that's who I want. I was telling people today, a lot of people tell me that I am compelling. Some of them don't even buy shit from me, but they are like, I go to your Facebook page to see what you are up to because you just crack me up. And I'm not saying that you have to be funny, but you have to be compelling. You have to be somebody that they're like, when your stuff comes through, they're like, I want to read. Because some of you write really long stuff. And I got to tell you, if what you wrote in the first 2 sentences didn't get their attention, they're not going to read the rest of it. And I've been guilty of it myself. And I'm like, what? They didn't read anything. Because people, again, short-term, attention span. So So make sure you're posting 3 to 5 times a day, but you're not posting Beachbody. Nobody wants to hear about Beachbody 3 to 5 times a day. Nobody. They want to hear about your dogs. They want to hear about that you didn't finish your Christmas shopping. They want to hear about that, they want to hear about you. They want to hear about your life. You never know what is going to make somebody connect with you. All right. Number 8, and I think I talked about this before. Look back at your postings for the week. If nobody knew you, and all they did was they looked back at a week of your posting, would they know your story? Would they get a feeling for who you are, what you're like? And I'll let you check that out. Are you just somebody that shows up on their feed with a shake and a workout and you think the workout's pretty cool? Or do you have a story behind you? Do people know about you? And again, I tell you this because your story needs to be told to one person 14 times before they make a move with you. And so, Instagram is really great. Sarcastic coffee drinker. But hey, you know what? If I'm going to lose weight, I want it with somebody who's very sarcastic. But if you follow Amy Silverman on Instagram and read her posts. She tells her story every freaking day. Whether it's a story about just that she is teaching Payo or whatever, her story is she went from a broke waitress to living in her dream house in Puerto Rico or whatever. You see that same underlying story. Same with Lindsay Matway. You see that same story. And it's not like you're getting hit over the head with it, but it's the same story. And if your story is the story that is you want to attract the people who come to you, then you are going to you are going to find that everybody that comes to you is oh, they're me. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of data out there on how to work with different personalities, and it's really great. But it's really great when you can work with people who are like you, who, it's easier. It's hard to figure out people. So I always find that when people contact me, they're like, I feel like you were talking to me. And so when you have people that come to you and say, I feel like you were talking to me, you have nailed your story. You have nailed your message. All right, next one. Do you ask people for advice or their opinions? That is a really easy thing to do on Facebook to build up engagement and to get people talking. I had people talking on my thing today that I don't even friggin' know. They're not my friends and all I did last night was I said, what word reminds you of your significant other, meeting your significant other? And that came from life from me because my husband and I were watching the debate last night and we met in politics. And so that came to mind. When I think of my husband and us meeting, I think politics. I wonder what other people think. And so everybody it's still I still have people posting on that. So every time you have a lot of people posting, that means it's going through all those people newsfeed. And when they see your cute little profile picture, they're like, who is that? I want, and then they go to your page and then they'll seek you out. So ways that you can really easy ask people for advice or opinion, take a picture with one shoe and take a picture with the other shoe and be like, I'm going to dinner with my husband. It's date night. Which shoe should I wear? People love that shit. They love it. They love it. They just love to tell you, no, the silver one, because it matches your earrings and it matches your hair. people don't get asked their opinion much in life. So if you can give them that, I asked about Star Wars today. I even had Elizabeth's husband. Ask people, and I actually asked that Star Wars question because I'm not thinking that a lot of people who like Star Wars follow me because I don't like Star Wars, but I thought, hey, this is a chance for other people to kind of come find me. So do that. That's an easy thing for you to do in your social media. Next, figure out what topics you talked about this week. Because I got to tell you, before I became a Beachbody coach, like, you know how that Facebook memory thing comes up? I was a complainer. I was a ranter. I was always talking about politics and being really like obnoxious. And so, you know, I understand when people start posting on Facebook and they don't understand that, you know, and that's where self-development comes in and how you change. Because I used to be one of those people, I kind of like, oh my God, like, why do they keep complaining on Facebook? And it's like, yeah, that was me. So, what topics did you talk about this week? Like for me on my page, I talk about my clothing. Like every day I do an outfit of the day because that's just me. I like to dress up. And I really don't spend a lot of money on my clothes per se. So I like to share with people like, you know, cute stuff I got at Target and Kohl's and stuff like that. I talk about makeup. I talk about my kids a lot, how silly they are. I share like their silly kind of things that they do. And so your topics that you talk about obviously should be the topics that you're trying to attract, you know? So if you're trying to attract, you know, the crew that likes makeup and clothing and all that other stuff, it makes sense you got to talk about it, right? So make sure that those topics are a part of the things that you're, and see, this all gives you like ideas because some of you are like, I don't know what to post like that. I can't help you with that because I think of things all the time, how to post, because that just comes natural to me. But I'm sure there's things that don't come natural to me, like making a PowerPoint. So, you know, think about the topics you post about. And like, you know, if you want to go after dog lovers, then share like dog videos all the time or share pictures of your dog or share, you know, like the 10 best things to buy for your dog when you get a new dog or, you know, things that people would find valuable. They would find interesting. All right, I'm going to take one more and then I'm going to hand it over to Elizabeth. The next thing is I want you to go back. And of course, we're just looking at this week. So you might have had an off week, who knows? But do people know why you do what you do? Or do they think you're just trying to sell them some shit? Do they know why you do it? Like, do they get a sense that you're in this for more than money? Because if you're in it for money, it's not going to work. It really isn't. This job is really too hard. From a personal development stance and from just dealing with people, you know, there's a lot of other things you could do for money. And if you're only in it for money and you're only posting about a shake and a workout and you're not showing yourself and you're not showing people value, you know, people want to know that you have a deeper reason for why you do things. And in order for them to do that, it's just like your story. They need to know your why. They need to know why you do this. I think pretty much people who follow me know that I do this because I really want women to know and feel empowered. That there was a long time I did not feel empowered. I did not feel great about myself. And now I do. And that really drives me. That's my thing that drives me. And I just choose to focus that energy through working with Beachbody. So people need to know why Beachbody. They need to know why you're there. Are you just trying to make $40 on them? Because, you know, if you've ever read any of Simon Sinek's stuff, you know, once people know your why, they will buy into it, especially if it's their why, if there's something that they believe in. All right, I'm going to mute Elizabeth, and she's going to take the next ones. Do you have the next one?
I do. I have the last three. Can I screen share? I can. Okay, cool.
Oh, no. Can you?
I think I'm going to try. The first one that I have is Coaching Life, which is to share why you're a coach. And I know for a lot of us, when we got started, it was literally because we wanted to save money on a shake. Never once did I think when I first signed up that this is where I would be sitting. But with that said, I wanted to share let me see if I can get this pulled up. One second, my desktop. Okay. Can you guys see these pictures yet?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one I wanted to show you guys was this one. This is a collage that I put together, and this is all these different pictures have been different posts about why I coach. Top left-hand corner, I get to go to my kids' school plays, which is something I could not do sitting at a desk. You need to share that with people. Then I've got a picture. I'm taking one of my girlfriends to get her wisdom teeth out because her husband can't do it for her, and I get the pleasure of doing that now. Bottom left, I get to put that little girl on the bus every single day. And before this job, I didn't have that luxury. My husband had to do it for me, and I hated it. Not that he was bad at it. That's kind of like, part of our mother's right to be able to do those kind of things. Bottom left or middle left, or middle bottom rather. My husband and I just to get to pick up and go during the day if we want to go somewhere. And this job has given me that freedom. And I really encourage you guys to be sharing what this job has given you more than just a paycheck. I've met Kim and Nicole, who are two of my very close friends now, and we talk every single day. I would not have that without this job. Top right-hand corner, my daughter's puking in a bucket, but I get to be at home being the one that holds her hair back. I didn't have to scramble around and ask my mom to do it or another family member. Bottom right, I got to create what works for me now as my little dream office. I got to create these things. So I wouldn't encourage you guys to share something just like this, as this is a collage and you're wasting, that's 10 different shares. So just make sure that if you're looking back on your timeline, you are hitting on points of why you are a coach and why you do this, and make it more about just the fitness aspect of it, the drinking a shake aspect of it, and the financial aspect of it. The second one that I had was be vulnerable about your posts. And this is something where, Kim talks about, having the Oreos at night, or she talks about having a drink at dinner. For me, I will put myself out there on Facebook. I will put my story out there. It took me a long time to get confident in myself and my past and where I came from. But these are the posts where I get people. This is where I really connect with people. This is where people feel comfortable. Like Kim said, it may not be on the comments, but people will reach out to you private message. If you just show them a little bit more of the side of you that shows that you're human. It doesn't have to be as serious as this post where I was in college and where I am now and how I just had everything so backwards. But it can be as simple as, you know what? I fell headfirst into a vat of ice cream last night. I drank, not a bottle of wine, but, I had some wine or whatever. But make sure in your feed, you're also showing your softer side, your human side in your posts. And do that often. And then the last one that I had was to share other social medias. So let me see if I can get this pulled up. I'm not really great with this. My computer just yet. There. Something as simple as posting this on your Facebook page. Let people know that you're on other outlets of social media. There's a lot of people that don't like Facebook. They don't want to spend their time on Facebook. They've got creeper stalkers on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Google Plus. Something else might be there for them. You need to let them know that you're there and that they can follow you on there. And do it likewise on, if you're on Instagram, let them know you're on Facebook. So make sure that you're keeping yourself cross-functional, I guess. So I think that was all I had, Kim, unless you had anything else.
No, that was great. That was great. That was all the things. So when you go back and you look at your stuff, I want you to see, like, did I talk about coach life? And, obviously Elizabeth is, a star diamond coach. And so she quit her job. You might not be there. You might have just signed up 2 weeks ago. But guess what? There is a reason why. And most people need accountability, and coaching provides that. And so when you tell people, it's like I shared the other day, Elizabeth and I had a thing where we not eat at night. And so people think coaches are perfect. And I showed our screen, our text that, like, hey, you call me if you eat shit, and I'll call you if you eat shit. Like, how many people wouldn't want that? Like, where do I sign up that I can text somebody and I can have this support? So don't ever think that it needs to be a financial thing. Because like I've told you before, honestly, the people who came into this business who just solely want to make money, and it's not that there's anything wrong with making money, it's just that in this line of business they're not successful, because you really do have to have a heart. You really have to care about people. You have to kind of have a bigger why than just money. And so that's why when you share those coach posts every week, people are like, when what is this coaching thing? I think I want to do it. So thank you so much for being on. This is a little longer than usual, but I'm hoping it was helpful, because I think it really was helpful, and it'll feel you less frustrated, right? Because being a new coach, it can be really frustrating. And being an experienced coach, it can be frustrating. And so the best way to not be frustrated is just to figure out something you can do, because you can always do something. This job can be frustrating, and it can be, I want this and I want this so bad, but there's always something you can do. And so that would be everything I got for you tonight. So hit it hard. I know it's the holidays, but still don't walk away from your business, because what's going to happen is December 26th, people are going to have more money because people have given them money for the holidays a lot of times. And that little space between the 26th and between those January bills that come in, that's when you want to get them. Because once those bills come in from Christmas in January, you don't want to, you want to pounce on people. That sounds terrible. But I mean, you want to get people before, they're like, oh, I have all these bills from Christmas, whatever. There's this little sweet spot that you really want to make sure. So don't wait January 1st. I'm going to revamp my business. No. Do it now. Do whatever you can do now. Even if it's the littlest thing, pat yourself on the back and keep moving forward. So good night. Thank you, Elizabeth and Nicole.